You know, I almost didn't post this, but I decided to because I wanted to make an impact on people's lives today. And if you want to learn about overthinking, this is it right here. Otherwise, there might be some cat videos nearby. So let's get down to business, shall we? This is how to crush overthinking, the mental model that everyone actually needs. This is the actual process of the mental model. Now, keep in mind, you want to understand each pillar of the mental model. The very first step of the mental model is the state you're in. What condition am I in right now? That's the question you asked. The next question is the event. What has actually happened? Not what you think happened, what has actually happened. Then the story and the narrative your brain creates. What meaning did I create? Then, just like a movie has a story and it has what's at stake. The character always has stakes. What feels at risk here? The gate is where you need to make a decision. Is there actually new information to get or not? And the control, because overthinking does connect to control in the nervous system. What can I actually do? And finally, returning to a finished state where you're no longer overthinking. How do I exit this pattern? How do I get out of this pattern? Now let's start with number one, shall we? We're going to go over number one, which is what condition am I in right now? So you ask yourself, before you analyze your thoughts, before you even get into thinking and thoughts, check your internal state. How do I feel right now? Do I feel agitated? Do I feel anxious? It's going to be important. That being said, am I thinking clearly or am I emotionally activated right now? Am I agitated or anxious right now? Am I triggered in some way, shape, or form? A stressed mind does not process information well. When your mind is stressed, you will see less opportunities, not more, because it blocks your awareness from seeing possibility. You start by noticing the state you're in before trusting your thoughts. Very important. Let's go to the next pillar. What has actually happened? That's the question. We have to use this question to separate facts from interpretation because we are meaning-making machines and your brain will make all kinds of interpretations. Reality is not just perception, it is interpretation. Stick to observable reality. Remain objective. See the positive and the negative. So, for example, they didn't reply to my message. That's a fact. That is an absolute fact. It's undeniable. This is an undeniable truth. And you might say, your interpretation might say, they hate me. That's your interpretation. But you have to be able to separate the event from what you think it actually means. Now let's go on to the story, the little narrative your brain creates. What story am I telling myself about this? That's the question to ask. Because the brain fills in the blank when the information is complete, meaning you don't have enough to go on. And that's a phrase you can use. Do I have enough to go on right now? If the answer is no, you move to the next step. A story is not evidence. It is a guess. And we have to separate the event from the story because that reduces the stress and mental pressure right off the bat. And finally, let's go over to the next pillar. What's at stake? Overthinking is protection, not curiosity. Your overthinking is trying to protect you because it's connected to your brain and the nervous system because no two nervous systems are alike. So that being said, the question is, what does my brain think is at risk right now? And from here, is it one of these things? Is it rejection, status, how you look, control, your identity, who you are, money, competence, or looking competent in front of other people? Is it relationships? Is it your future security? Because once you see the perceived threat, when you become aware of that perceived threat, your awareness opens up, you realize you're running a pattern, and you can actually change. Let's go on to the next pillar. So the gate is where you make a decision of like yes or no, this or that. Is there actually new information to get? That's the question you ask. Is there anything I can find out that would change what I would do next? If it's yes, go and get the information. Don't wait. You don't have to pressure other people, but don't wait. You don't want to let your brain stew too long. Taking action reveals more, and people are afraid to take action because they get stuck in the first 3 pillars. Got it? So if it's yes, get the information. If it's no, then you're repeating the first 3. Very important, because the problem solving produces new information. Action produces new information. And problem solving, the problem you solve, also produces new information. Very important. Overthinking produces new scenarios. This is where people have the tendency to say, oh, you're overthinking it, because they see the new scenarios. You might have to ask yourself, what's the probability of this happening? There's something that's like so far low in probability that it would never happen, and you might be producing new scenarios. Control. What can I actually do? That's the question you ask yourself. Can I directly change it, or can I influence it or affect it? If you don't have any control, can you change it in some way, shape, or form? And what's the smallest useful action that you can actually take? Thinking does not create control where none exists. Just because you think a lot doesn't mean it's going to put you in emotional control, and it doesn't mean that it's going to help your anxiety. It's not going to make your anxiety better. Thinking more doesn't solve anything. It prepares you for what you need to solve. Now, the return is when you're finally getting back to your normal self. How do I exit this whole pattern that you're repeating of overthinking? Do not leave the pattern open or unfinished. If there's something you got to do, go do it. You have to call someone, call them. You have to go see them, go see them. This is one of the major reasons why ghosting makes people anxious, because it's an unfinished thing that has happened. They don't have any closure, so they have to learn to make their own closure. Take action, make a decision. If you have to delay yourself intentionally, do it. Write it down. Writing it down will help you process emotionally, help you think. Let it go and return your attention to what you can control, because it could be wasted mental energy over nothing. And if there's something to do, do it. If not, return to life. If you have to find out more info, get the info. If you have to take the action, take the action. The goal is to know when your thoughts are finished. That's what this is all about. So don't forget to like, subscribe. This is how to crush overthinking, the mental model that everyone needs. I hope you enjoyed this video. If this video supports you, give it a like and a comment and a thank you below. Otherwise, there's always a cat video somewhere to distract us. But quite honestly, I'm here to help people crush their overthinking. Take care.